Libyan militias have until tonight to get out of major cities or field a force of the military. Libya's army issued the ultimatum as part of the government's promise, take tough action against rogue armed groups, one of which might have been behind the attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi that left 4 Americans dead, including American Ambassador Chris Stevens. For more, I want to bring in Michael Holmes here. Michael, first of all, we know that 2 of these militia groups, they're coming down real hard on him. Do we think that this is actually going to solve the problem, or are there many, many other groups that are going to make hay?
You know, I think it's a good start. You know, we've been talking about this on this show for a long time, about these disparate militia groups that remained after the revolution and basically took on law and order in their own little fiefdoms. And this is what the government wants to get rid of. You've seen a couple of these militias since the government spoke out disbanding. You've seen others that have agreed to come in under the umbrella of the government, come into the fold, if you like. They've been working as pretty much like localised security contractors, if you like, keeping law and order in various towns and cities around the place. They're in Tripoli, they're in Benghazi, they're all over the country, but not all militias are created equal. You've got moderates who are willing to play game and play ball with the government. Then you've got the more ultra-conservative Islamist groups that we've seen too, and they have their own militias. The question is, will they go easily into the night? Will they go underground? And then you've got others who really feel more of a loyalty to their local tribes and territories than they do to the national identity.
And we're looking at these dramatic pictures here. Obviously, tell us a little bit about the role of the Libyan people. I mean, the fact that there is this uprising that seems to be pushing and cracking down on these militia groups.
And this is what the government loved seeing, by the way, the government in Libya and also the US government. It was the death of Ambassador Stevens and the other Americans that got these Libyans who liked the US. We helped them get rid of Gaddafi. They came out on the street. This one Islamist militia they blamed for being involved in the killing of Ambassador Stevens. They get out there, they protest. That militia's now left town. They've disbanded. So it was people power that did that. The government saw that happen. They said, right, now's the time for us to issue this ultimatum, get on, piggyback, if you like, on the public sentiment, which is against extremism.
So we still have not really heard in any definitive way who's responsible for this attack on the U.S. consulate. Do we have any more information? Does the Libyan government have any more information on that point?
Yeah, this Islamist group in Benghazi was linked to it by various. The locals think that they were involved. There is no hard evidence at the moment. You know, this is an important move, though. I mean, what we're seeing here is something the US, for example, will be glad to see. You know, what you have, the US wants this government to succeed. They're democratically elected. Importantly, they are secular. The people went to the polls, free and fair election,
sure.
Did not elect an Islamist government. They elected a secular government. And that government wants to keep a lid on extremism. So that's a good thing. The US wants this to work, and they'd be in favour of what we've just seen happen. The one thing that you always got to mention, though, is that the Libyan officials have said that they felt that after the Gaddafi fell, interest from the West waned a little, and they point to Afghanistan and Iraq and say, look what you did for them, rebuilding institutions. And they need that support,
that's what they are
material
watching.
And financial, to rebuild.
It'll be really interesting to see Secretary Clinton and her meeting with the Libyan president, and whether or not they ask for that kind of aid, because that is so crucial to that country right now.
Yeah,
all right,
it's such a fascinating country, and it is a little bit of a bright light, in terms of some of the other unrest we've seen around the place. Yeah, we need one of those.
Thank you, Michael.